Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your man, Christian McFadden on the mic. Park University is a private institution that was founded in 1875. Its setting is suburban, and the campus site is 700 acres long. And what we need to do here is find something that revolves around the operation of a student, on or off campus. A certain thing that can take your studies a long way past than just a wonderful GPA. No. That's way too shallow. Something of a commodity towards one's focus. Happiness, survival, honoring one's accomplishment with the deserved necessity we all have craved and needed. What is that necessity, you ask? Well, my friend, you must be new. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the meal. State your name and occupation.
McFadden, education major.
Great.
Senior.
Yeah, okay. All right, so age?
24.
Type of student?
Education.
Yeah, education. How often do you skip a meal per week?
I only eat one meal per day, unless it's Saturday. Yeah.
Why is that?
The food is not good here at the CAF. It's some of the worst CAF food I've eaten at any college I've been to. I've been to several. The time the CAF is open, the CAF kind of has its times it wants to be open, like at 10:30, which is lunch or something, or 11:30, which is lunch, which is wild to me. And then like 7 in the morning for breakfast, which is a respectable time, but it should be extended out to at least 10 or 11 o'clock, in the morning at least. Yeah.
You have enough money to afford the food that you need?
No, not at all. Kind of traded off school for money, unfortunately. Like a lot of college students did. Could have had a lot of money. Kind of makes me mad that I can't get the money that I want all the time. So,
how often do you eat at a restaurant, dine in, or fast food each week?
If I can't get to the CAF in time, which is 7, which is not late enough, then I'll go to a quick trip 2 or 3 times a week.
How often do you eat at the school cafeteria each week?
Probably 3 or 4 days out of the week.
Eat there?
Yeah. Well, eat in the cafeteria?
Yeah.
I never eat in the cafeteria.
Why is that?
At work, I gotta get done, and the environment here at the school to me isn't comfortable, and I can't watch what I want to watch on the TV either. So, I just leave.
So we got Markel Harris, right?
Mm-hmm.
Major?
International business.
Okay. Any minors?
No.
So how often do you skip a meal per week?
I will honestly say probably about 4 times a week.
Wow.
Honestly. Yes.
Why 4 times?
Well, sometimes I would usually rack up on groceries and then I would say that. And then honestly, for the CAF, even though some days I actually will go to the CAF and eat normally, but I just choose not to really eat it as much, in my personal opinion. Because it's not really like the most healthiest.
Nutrition.
Yeah.
Right. Trying to be athletes. It's all good. Do you feel like you eat enough food each day?
Yes, actually. Because, well, if I go to the cafe, it would be like other than groceries, if I run out, it would be the only thing that's available, to eat. So I get plenty enough food.
You have enough money to afford the food you need?
Yes and no. As a student, it's like I have to be conservative on the amount of money that I spend per groceries and other things, such as paying for a phone bill, car insurance, and whatnot. And basically, as a college student, obviously I'm not going to have the money. So sometimes I won't be able to go to groceries.
Do you eat at a restaurant, dine in, or fast food each week?
Not each week. I'd probably say 2 or 3 times a month.
Okay. Where's that at?
Panda Express.
Panda Express. Sounds affordable.
Yes, it is.
All right,
especially with coupons.
Okay.
Just order a plate there, you get a free entree.
How often do you eat at the school cafeteria each week?
I would say probably about 15 times.
Okay. So every
Should
day.
make sense. Yes, every day.
So how do you feel about the calf?
Personally, like, I would give it a 3 out of 5. Even though they're making improvements on their stuff. Even though, like, Sodexo has the student grade from their surveys of like basically Fs for 2 straight years in a row, and then ever since my freshman year, there was a case of the soda machine with mold in it, and that's one of the main reasons why we had to get a whole new one. And apparently students were getting sick, and then basically the epidemic from like stomach flu and food poisoning has been going around campus. So basically after that record, it's not really the best first impression. You feel me?
I feel you, brother. So, what do you think we should do to fix them? Because, you know, you hear about students who don't have any swipes during the week because of lack of money they get from scholarships and different programs and whatnot. How do you think, what type of solutions should we have some type of 24-hour program? Should we have some type of meal give out station on campus somewhere? Because realistically speaking, not every single student, you know, is accommodated by the strict schedule that the cafeteria offers.
Mm-hmm. Well, even though that the cafeteria is trying to make implementations such as opening the thing from 7 o'clock a.m. to 7 p.m., I'd probably say there could be like a food give out once every here or there. So it's like that'd be good for the students to be able to do that.
So my name's Mallory Houston. I'm a student at Park University, and I'm a double major in marketing and graphic design.
How old are you?
I'm 20. I'm not 17. I'm 20.
20?
Yeah. I don't feel like I'm 20 some days.
Okay, so how often do you skip a meal per week?
I would say at least 3 to 4 times a week. I skip a meal.
Why is that?
Because I don't feel like there's going to be something that I like at the cafeteria. That there's enough options.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's an issue. One of the most diverse schools in this nation, and they don't have diverse food selection.
Right.
You know? Like,
Right. It's very like there's a lot of rice every day. Just simple things, and there's not enough I feel like protein options that I would like.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Nutritious.
I agree.
Do you feel like you eat enough food each day?
I feel like it kind of differs day to day. Again, it just kind of depends. I'm a picky eater, so it kind of depends on what I like. But some days it's like I just eat cereal and then go to class, and I don't feel like that's enough for someone that's like lives an active lifestyle.
Definitely. I mean, do you have enough money to afford the food you eat?
I think I do. I think based on like affordability, I think it's a relatively good plan. I think the meal plans are set up pretty well. How many swipes do you have? I get the lowest amount of swipes and the most amount of meal dollars. If that makes sense. But I don't know what the type of swipes are. I think I get 10 per week.
Oh, okay.
So I get, yeah.
So what happens when you run out of swipes?
I don't usually, because again, I skip meals, so I don't usually run out of swipes.
Okay, that's good. How much money do you spend on food per week?
Does that include like what I spend?
And any other food?
Okay, I'd say on the general, I'd probably go out to eat like twice a week, and then I go to like Walmart and buy stuff. So I'd say like $20.
How often do you eat at the school cafeteria each week?
I generally eat lunch and dinner 5 days a week, so Monday through Friday.
Okay, all right, cool.
Right.
Implementing some type of program to help students that have an active lifestyle, such as yours or such as mine, to acclimate to their schedules. So when they get off at 8 o'clock, they can come in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, how do you feel about longer hours?
I think, like we talked about earlier, like I think it definitely would be productive and like efficient to have the caf open 24 hours, so that like even if they weren't fixing like a meal, like there wasn't a meal there, you could always go in and get like fruit, sandwiches, cereal, something. Yeah. So like you said, we get off practice. When we get off practice, sometimes we get off at 6, and that gives you like literally an hour. Not even then. Sometimes they clean up before then. Yeah. To go and get food. So yeah, I think it definitely needs to be open 24 hours, no matter if like they're cooking a meal or not. Yeah. And yeah, the dinner hours are whack. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
it needs to be open later than 7 o'clock.
Way later. Having like different like food stations, like around park, like like that's like open like later than the calf. You know what I'm saying? Like so you don't get to the calf, like oh I can go to Norrington or something like really
Right.
fast and use one of my meal swipes. You know they have that at Copley, but that's open to like
Right.
what's that open to
It's like 10 or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
like 10.
And it's
No.
only like candy,
Yeah.
like chips and stuff like
Candy
that.
and chips.
It's a few things, but something like Zyme, not necessarily Zyme, but like Zyme and the coffee shop are like kind of closed at like the same times the caf do. They close really early. But if you had something like that was going to be open late hours, I think it would be like nice. Then maybe they wouldn't have to have the caf open all the time if they had somewhere else. Just something that's open, late enough for students to get something.
Definitely.
Later.
What year are you?
What year am I? I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. Age?
I'm 21.
Name and major.
My name is Jayla, and my major is multimedia journalism.
Okay. So how often do you skip a meal per week?
A lot.
A lot. So
Yeah, like sometimes I skip breakfast, sometimes I skip lunch, sometimes I skip dinner, or sometimes the only thing I'll eat is dinner. Or sometimes the only thing I'll eat is lunch, or sometimes the only thing I'll eat is breakfast.
do you feel like you eat enough food each day?
Definitely not.
Why is that?
The food in my system.
Yeah. Why is do you like the food that's there in the calf? Is that probably part of the reason?
Well, it is part of the reason. I remember the first time I ate the calf, it gave me like very bad stomach aches and on the toilet, and I'm just like, once you get used to it, it's not that bad, but somebody shouldn't have to get used to that.
Do you have enough money to afford the food you need?
Yes, I do. I do.
How much money do you spend on food per week?
Oh, not as much as I used to, because when I had a job, I used to just spend, and I'll probably spend like $20 to $50. But now it's $5 or $2, not that much.
How often do you eat at a restaurant, dine-in, or fast food each week?
One or less. I don't really go out that often. I normally just stick with the calf, or I have ramen noodles, so I'll make ramen noodles, or I have party pizza, chicken pot pies, so I don't really go out. Yeah.
How often do you eat at the school cafeteria each week?
Like twice or once a week maybe, depending on what they have. Like I'll go in there, most of the time it doesn't look good, so I just walk back out.
What about the calf being open past 7 o'clock?
I feel like it should be, because some people don't get hungry until after 7. And if it's closed, you're just gonna starve if you don't have extra food. Like me, I don't let that happen. I always have access to other food when the calf closed. But for those that don't, I feel like that's a very disadvantage to them. Because some people work, some people don't get off till 7, and then the calf is closed, so it just really sucks. It should be open 24 hours, or at least until like midnight, or it's a good time, maybe 10.
Well, midnight sounded pretty good.
Midnight.
And then afterwards, they'll have like little spots on the park like campus,
Oh,
like
yeah.
for food, and you can use swipes as well. Because I've seen people like struggle with swipes. They're always asking people for swipes. So how do you feel about that?
I feel like that's a great idea to have other access on campus, because I know some campuses they have a Starbucks, they have a McDonald's, they have a Chick-fil-A on campus. I'm like, your campus is better than mine.
Way better. Way better.
So, yeah, I'll be open to that, and I would say that's a great idea.
Calf.
Taven Severino. I'm a freshman.
I'm Greer Hudson. I'm a freshman.
Majors.
Fitness and wellness.
Computer science.
Age.
19.
19.
So how often do you guys skip a meal a day? Per week?
3.
Like, I kind of like breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Yeah.
I probably skip like 10 meals a week.
Why?
Because I don't know. Sometimes there's not that much good food up here. I mean, on some days, like especially over the weekends, they have like 1 or 2 people working there, so like barely ever food ever gets put out, and there's cold food there a lot because they don't change it out.
Right. Do you feel like you eat enough food each day?
Probably.
Yeah, I eat a lot of food.
How?
Well, see, I think the calf is so delicious that I just need to keep eating and eating, and then I walk out of there stuffed. I always get cheeseburger and fries.
So, how much money do you spend on food per week, counting the calf?
I probably outside the calf more than the calf. Or
How
probably
many times per week?
Probably like 3 or 4.
How often do you eat at a restaurant, dine in, or fast food each week?
Probably one night out of the week.
Yeah, for me, it used to be like more than that earlier on this semester because Nick and Jake's and stuff, but probably like 2-3 times now.
Okay. How often do you eat at the school cafeteria each week?
I definitely go to dinner every day, and then lunch like probably like 3 out of the 5 days of the school week. Walking class.
Yeah, and sometimes depending on my classes, it's hard to get to the calf in time.
Yeah, like I have 2 morning classes, and whenever the second one ends, like it's already like in between lunch or breakfast and lunch, so I have like another like hour gap before I can eat again.
Oh God! After the calf closes, and then you have like certain spots that you could go to other than the calf.
That'd be open at
Alternate
certain
food
times.
sources. Yeah, just because and it uses swipes instead of money.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
That'd
good.
be awesome.
Yeah, I'd be down for that one.
With my man Taven and
Grant.
my other man Grant. Forgot your name quick, dog. My man Jordan and Taven. We're at the Copper Quad, and we're just seeing perspectives on how the food is presented here at Park University. And now let's sum it up.
And it's like, it seems like some of the initiatives that they had, like the food truck coming in, doing like some activities and doing that, even though that's probably not enough for some international students. I mean, I wouldn't speak for them. Like, I don't know every situation and whatnot, but it makes sense though. That they should at least have like some type of initiative, because I know some people can't even be able to afford room and board, and just keeping that in mind.
Right.
Plus, like tuition rates are going up as well, so yeah.
That is an issue. Well, this has been Markel here. I was like, dog, this is school. This ain't.
But we're just trying to survive, man.
Yeah,
We're just out here
bro.
trying to get A's, okay?
Hey, he ain't gonna get on me like that though.
Yeah, please help, please.
Yeah, but thank you for your time.
I pay $2,000 out here for me to go ahead and be here. $2,000. Every time I go up there, they limit my food. I gotta have a certain amount of food. I know they gotta feed the people or whatever, but if I'm paying that amount of money, I deserve all the food I want whenever I want the food.
Right.
So I work pretty diligently to make sure my grades are correct and things of that nature. 'Cause I have to keep my grades up in order for me to keep my scholarship here. And unfortunately, food kind of goes by the wayside whenever I'm trying to study and some things of that nature. So when I'm done studying, usually it's late at night. And when I'm done, I like to eat. But there's nothing to eat.
So would you like to have food stops at least on Park campus or some type of 24-hour facility that provides this food?
24 hours is a bit of a stretch, but I mean, something longer than the cab, period. Like,
Something longer than 7 o'clock.
yeah, like at least 11, 12. I mean, most people are finishing their stuff up or getting off work at around that time. So since they're doing that, why not have something for them to go to?
Right.
Now, I understand Copley has some type of deal when they have some food, after late night hours, but, Chestnut kind of goes by the wayside or whatever. And if I can't get into Copley, then, I'm just not getting no food, and that's just how that goes. And then Copley's food is just bag stuff and things of that nature. They can have somebody work in the kitchens or whatever and make some food for some people every now and then, but I feel like Park cutting corners.
Of course.
That's it.
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks. Xavier McFadden, the senior here at Park University, majors in early childhood education. It's an honor. Oh, okay. Cool.
The cafeteria food is not all that. If we had more options and other places to eat, I feel like that would make being here way better.
Cool beans. This is Jayla Ware. And
Right
we're
here.
wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow. I'm keeping that in. I'm keeping that in. Okay. So how would you guys feel if the calf was open 24/7?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That'd be amazing.
Oh,
that would be amazing.
You know, the university has McDonald's and Starbucks open till 2 a.m.
Right.
You know, so how would tell me in ways how would that benefit you more? You know, being student athletes on the track team. You know,
And make sure I always have a meal in me and I'm not always like hungry. Walking class
Yeah, and
times.
sometimes depending on my classes, it's hard to get to the calf in time.
Yeah, like I have 2 morning classes, and whenever the second one ends, like it's already like in between breakfast and lunch, so I have like another like hour gap before I can eat again.
oh God, I feel you. So, how do you feel about like say after the calf closes, and then you have certain spots that you can go to other than the calf?
That'd be open at
alternate
certain
food
times.
sources. Yeah, just because and it uses swipes instead of money.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
That'd
good.
be awesome.
Yeah, I'd be down for that one.
Cool. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're here at the Copper Quad with my man Taven and
Grant.
my other man Grant. I think we got enough. This is Christian McFadden, your friendly reporter.
Back at you in the newsroom.
There you go. Good day and good night. This is the first episode of The Meal.